Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing an in-house caliber Tahitian mother-of-pearl dial, steel and gold Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona. The timepiece on my wrist is a 116523, and it features Rolex Oyster steel, or 904L highly anti-corrosive steel, with the company's own yellow gold, as Rolex owns its own foundry. The watch, 40 millimeters in diameter, sits flush to the wrist, 12.3 millimeters thick. Lug-to-lug, 46.5 millimeters, but with the solid end-link bracelet, it's a more impressive 50.9 millimeters across the wrist. Nevertheless, I would recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, and I say that because I've seen it done. The spacing between the lugs is 20 millimeters if you wish to accessorize with a strap, but the factory bracelet, solid end link and solid center link should be your first choice. It retains excellent structural integrity, and I should mention this watch is an F series from 2003. You'll note solid center links, solid non-pivoted end links, and removable links fixed in place by screws, that on both sides, so you can fine-tune the size using a screwdriver at home. Now, this is an early version of the modern Rolex clasp. As you can see, it's a bit of a hybrid, as some of the elements aren't quite as heavy in their gauge as the modern Daytona clasp, so this is one way to chart the changes in Rolex watch design. This is now a discontinued clasp, but it features all of the modern refinements, including the EasyLink 5mm tool-free adjustment. That's the equivalent of adding or removing one full-size removable link, and you can see that there are divots drilled internally, and you can use a strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp to fine-tune the fit. Now, there is a double locking system. It's actually a combination on this clasp of a friction fit and a locking system, and there's a little kerf underneath the clamshell lock so you can dig your nail in. You can see the Rolex crown still in outstanding condition. Everything about this watch remains sharp, distinct, full, and factory. You can see the case band is graceful. The Daytona has always been more graceful than some of the other modern Rolex watches, which have largely adopted the so-called super case with its squared off ends and its sheer sides. Screw down crowns, and you can see screw down triplock crown. That's the gold with the 3 dots and the large center dot. That's how you know you're looking at a gold, rose, white, or yellow gold triplock crown. Gold bezel, and you can see the condition is excellent. Now, these are lacquered engravings on the dial, so these little indices and numerals and the words units per hour, they are recesses in the dial that are filled with black lacquer. And usually when a watch has been poorly refinished or heavily worn, you will see that lacquer wear away. But you'll also note that on this watch, all of it remains sharp, full, distinct, and dark. Of course, sapphire crystal, but the dial underneath is exceptional. A lot of folks love the idea of Rolex. They love the history, the heritage, the uncompromising build quality, the precision, and the durability. But they don't want an anonymous watch, because everyone has a Rolex, right? Not if it's this one. Black Tahitian mother of pearl. And the reason it's called black is because all of the chromatic constituents of the black color come out in a prismatic fashion. So instead of seeing black, what you see is virtually every color of the rainbow. You've got your Roy G. Biv going on here. You have yellow gold applique Roman numerals, yellow gold chapter rings and hands for the sub-registers, 5-point yellow gold Rolex coronet, and then you have yellow gold hands at center, blackened down their center for higher contrast. It is a column wheel, vertical clutch, manufacturer chronograph caliber 4130. I need to wind this one up to get the action underway. And you know that it's a manufacturer caliber because you've got your hours over at 9 o'clock rather than down at 6 o'clock. So the movement, of course, with hacking or stop seconds. And because of the vertical clutch and the column wheel system, the chronograph is crisp to actuate. That's the advantage of the column wheel. And you'll note that there is no stagger or jump to the seconds hand when you start the chronograph. That's the advantage of the vertical clutch, but there's another one too. With a vertical clutch, you can leave your chronograph running 24 hours a day with no additional wear, tear, or hazard to the movement. Again, I mentioned hacking or stop seconds. This 44-joule automatic winding movement with a 72-hour or 3-day power reserve, beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, a full balance bridge with a free sprung index for shock resistance, adjusted in 5 positions with a handmade overcoil Breguet-style hairspring to allow the watch to earn a COSC Swiss chronometer certification. So it is very tough, very refined, and very precise. Of course, the timepiece also 100 meters water resistant, so it is a fully swimmable two-tone sports watch. And though the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona is associated with the January 24 Hours of Daytona sports car race, this one is equally suitable for sunning on Daytona Beach itself during the warmer months. You can see and make this in-house caliber Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona Black Tahitian Mother of Pearl yours on the Watchbox.